Welcome back students. This is the second video of the chapter 6 basic concepts of OOP. The topic of this video is basic concepts or characteristics of OOP. There are 8 important concepts in OOP that are object, class, data abstraction, data encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism or overloading, dynamic binding, and message passing. In this, data abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism are the core concepts of OOP. Now, let us see in detail about each of them. However, its applications will be discussed in the upcoming chapters. The first concept is an object. Objects are basic building blocks for designing a program. It represents a person, a place, or a table of data. That means it is an entity with some characteristics and behavior. It has a name. Just see the images. Those are the examples of an object. Objects are variables in a program. It is allocated with memory spaces and it belongs to a particular class. The next term is class. A class is a collection of similar objects. For example, fruits. Fruit is a class and its objects are apple, mango, orange, etc. In a program, each class is created with data members and member functions. Once a class is defined, any number of objects of that class can be created. That means the object possesses all the properties of the class to which they belong. Another important concept of OOP is data abstraction. It is the process of representing the essential features of a class without including its background details. It allows the user to use an object without knowing its internal working. For example, consider a DVD player. It has a complex logic point inside and few buttons at outside. You just press the play button. You don't care what has happened inside the player. All those complexity is hidden from you. That is called as data abstraction. Let us see the next term, that is data encapsulation. It is the process of wrapping up the data and functions into a single unit. That single unit is termed as a class. And this encapsulation, it prevents direct access of data. And this prevention of direct access of data from the user is called data hiding or information hiding. That helps us to secure the data. The next concept is inheritance. It is the process of one class inherits the properties of another class, and it provides the idea of reusability. That means we can add additional features to an existing class without modifying it. There are two terms related to inheritance. One is base class and the other one is derived class. The base class is the class whose properties are inherited by another class. It is also termed as superclass. And the derived class is the class that inherits the properties from base class. It is also termed as subclass. Here in this example, class A is the base class and class B is the derived class. The properties of class A is inherited into class B. Another core concept of OOP is polymorphism. It is a Greek term, means the ability to take more than one form. It is also termed as overloading. There are two types of polymorphism. One is function overloading and the other one is operator overloading. Function overloading means a single function name can be used in different forms. Depends on the number of arguments and types of arguments. Operator overloading means the same operator used for different forms. Another concept is dynamic binding. Here, binding means linking of the function call to the function code. There are two types of binding. One is static binding and the other one is dynamic binding. The static binding means the linking of the function call to the function code takes place during the compilation time of a program. It's also termed as early binding. And dynamic binding means the linking of the function call to the function code happens during runtime or execution time of a program. The last concept is message passing. In OOP, processing is done by sending messages to objects. A message for an object is a request for execution of procedure. Message passing contains specifying the name of the object, name of the function and the argument to be sent. Now let us see the important questions and answers from the previous year question papers. One question is, briefly discuss the classes in OOP. That is nothing but define classes in OOP. You can write the answer as class is a collection of similar objects and it is created with data members and member functions. Once the class is defined, any number of objects of that class can be created. This question was asked in March 2015. Another question is define class and object. The answer to this question is class is a collection of similar objects and object is an identifiable entity with some characteristics and behavior. It was asked in June 2018. It was asked in the supplementary question paper. Another question is explain the characteristics of OOP or the concept of OOP. It was asked in March 2018 question paper for 5 marks. We already discussed about this. Write any of these 5 terms with explanations. The last question was asked from this topic is difference between base class and derived class. It was asked 3 times in the previous years. One was in June 2015, March 2017 and June 2017 for 2 marks. The answer is class whose properties are inherited by another class is known as base class or superclass, and the class that inherits the properties from base class is called derived class or subclass. This is the end of this video. The topics for next video are advantages and disadvantages of OOP and applications of OOP. Thank you.